Okay, really quickly, let's talk about my dreams. So I sat with one of my pastors today, an associate pastor. He is very easy to talk to. Volunteered for the full day, and there are moments where I am like kind of free. And so we started chatting, and we have like a walk ongoing. That's what he refers to it as. So I've talked to him once before for a really long time as well. I opened up to him about something because I want to be baptized badly, like I'm fiending for it, but there's one thing in my head. I don't know like what the rules are, if there are any rules, and so I opened up to him about it because today we did like a check-in, I guess, and we got to talking, and he made like a very painterly, like he was like, there's the door is right here, you need to open it, or something, or it needs to be open, something like that. And he just reminded me of my dreams. I normally don't like to talk about my dreams on the internet because it's a delicate part of my psyche, because it's like letting people in, and I don't trust anyone, especially the internet, but here we are, and I'm going to talk about it. I told him about it because he snapped something in my brain. Like a week ago, I had this dream that I am sitting on a kitchen island in this really white space. I call it a space because it's so big. Like it just feels like if it's a kitchen, it's the biggest kitchen I've ever seen in my life, even on TV. Like a really huge kitchen. It was a huge island, and there's a man to my left with space between us. Like we're not like, there's room. He's to my left. I know him. The man in front of me, there's a man in front of me. I do not know him. There's a man behind me. I do not know him. And we're all together. The man behind me is in a separate table, and we are all engaging. And the conversation is just them. They're like talking a lot, and they're telling me that they are like so thankful, like just so happy to be faithful men, right? And I'm listening to them, and this happens in real life where I just get swept away. And I'm so conscious of it when I'm talking to people, because sometimes if someone is saying something very impactful, I'm like in it. I'm like in their mouth, and I'm just like totally like focused, and I wonder how, like, if that looks scary. And so I catch myself, but in the dream I'm like totally focused on what they're saying. I'm very like taken, and then I tell them like how beautiful they are and how beautiful their smiles are. And I open my journal. It's my actual journal, like my brown journal. I open my journal, there's already an entry there, and then I start a new one, and I write one word, and then I wake up. The word that I write is better. This stands out to me as a significant dream for one reason and one reason only. It could have multiple meanings that I don't understand. But what stands out to me is that I can read and write in this dream. In my dreams, I refuse to read. My dreams turn into nightmares because of reading. So I've had dreams where I'm like walking in a room, and there's just one book in that room, and I go up to the book, and right when I am about to read it, I wake myself up because I feel an intense fear. Like I refuse to read in my dreams. I had another dream where there was just a wall, and there was a hole in the wall, and I went up to that wall, and I tried to peek through the hole, and there was writing, and I woke myself up. And I know personally like why I do that. I told the pastor the dream, withholding that bit of information. I just that felt really personal, and I just whatever, like these are baby steps. I am very new here, you know what I mean? Like trusting it's a lifetime. Anyway, I didn't tell him why I refused to read, but I told him, and I'm really scared to read in my dreams, and so I wake myself up. And thank God he didn't act like, maybe he's a professional, right? So he's like, let me not push. In this past dream, I wrote and I read, and that is like a major jump from what it has been, you know what I mean? So that's saying there's something there. Like I wish there was professionals for dreams, because let me tell you, they'd be booked and busy with me, because I'm praying to God to help me understand them. I'm not understanding them, but I am understanding that it is significant and it means something, and that's good, because before I was just feeling the fear or the joy from the dreams. I never looked at it as something to ponder upon. Anyway, service was excellent today. There was so much information. It felt like it went on longer because he gave so much today that it's very beautiful. The worship team did beautifully. Like sometimes with the worship team especially, like they can help me tap in and release whatever I'm like trying not to like expose, I guess. Anyway, whatever. Jesus loves to love you. Talk to you soon. Peace.